Hey, up next to the MARR Army Rock Show, we have got Nick Fargo with us. He is from New York City band Mother, and they've got a new single out called Medicine. Nick, welcome to the show.
Hey, how you doing? Thanks for having me.
Hey, it's our pleasure to have you on the show, and it was nice getting to meet you a weekend or two ago, so glad to have you. Now, for folks that may not know your band yet, give us a kind of a brief biography of the band, kind of how long ago you formed and been together and all that stuff.
So the footprints of it kind of started a long time ago. Me and the bass player Johnny played in a band previously called Zodiac, so I've known him about 10 years. But this current formation, we kind of put ourselves around 2013, so a little less than 4 years old. 2013 was when we really started picking up with touring and getting some good opening slots, and our first EP came out in 2014, which was self-released. So now this is our first single put out through a label. So I'd say about 3.5 years old when getting all these members together, but it's been a long road before then.
So the new single we just mentioned out is Medicine. Now, for folks that are wondering, do you anticipate that are they going to find an EP coming out of that or a full-length record?
Right now we're going to play the singles game for a little while. That seems to be, everything's kind of coming back to that world, kind of how it was in the 50s and 60s. Put out a single with a B-side, so it's an easier turnaround, and I feel like we can get more powerful material out, in succession instead of trying to just put together a full album and kind of, it almost seems like we'd be wasting some time and material putting all that together. So if we could put out a song, go out and play, go out and push it, put out another one, go out and play, go out and push it, and just keep building. Eventually we could get to an album down the line if it works out that way. But I'm liking this new idea of pushing one thing at a time and just kind of building the house with that.
Yeah, it seems a lot of bands are that is the new trend as you were pointing out there. So, hey, you guys play live, it seems quite a bit. I saw you have a show April 1st at Arlene's Grocery. So tell folks a little bit more about that show.
Yeah, that's one of our home venues. We play there a lot. I've actually been playing there since I was about 18 years old in different bands and stuff, and they're just, it's always been a staple for us. It's in a cool neighborhood, Lower East Side in New York City. They have a great sound system. It's small, it only fits about 100 people in the where the stage is, and it's just a nice, tight but beautiful sounding room. And we try to play there as much as possible because they treat us really well and always kind of let us do what we want there, so we get to do our own thing. So it's a nice homecoming show.
It's always a place I wanted to visit. We've known that so many bands that have played up there. I had no idea it only held about 100 people in the stage area.
It's small. Yeah, it's real small, but it sounds huge. It's like it's quite the phenomenon when you go in there and hear a band. They have it dialed in. It's been there for so long that it's just they got it set up, the right way.
So, hey, I saw you were down in our neck of the woods. We're from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, but you were down at the Millennium Music Conference. How'd that work out for you?
Yeah, that was cool. We just got back, actually about 20 minutes ago, but, yes, it's a long ride, but we have fun out there. We did it last year also, and that's actually how we hooked up with, David Ivory, who is the guy we're currently working with on the label and who's producing our songs at the moment. So, we went back, saw some friends, hung out, played a cool show. The venues out there are really awesome. It's a pretty good event the way they set it up. It's been going for over 20 years now.
Yeah, we like to consider ourselves a pretty well hidden secret down here in the whole Harrisburg, York, and Lancaster area. A lot of great music come out down here.
Yeah, I know that this year we're going to be going out there a lot more. But I think we were talking last night about setting something up at the Chameleon Club down by you guys, and just kind of jumping around that area, a few months at a time, because it's to us it always seemed like it was kind of in the middle of nowhere, but then you go out there's a lot of cool stuff going on, so it's nice to find stuff like that in the travels,
you're signed to a label now. Tell us about how that kind of all went down.
Well, actually, we just had a nice little up till 4 a.m. Hotel hangout with our label guys last night. It was a lot of fun, but we were just kind of. I was actually telling them how it all started. So it's basically like a 10-year climb, kind of. When I was a teenager, I would just go to concerts all the time, and I came across this band called Silvertide, who was from Philly. And at that time, they had gotten signed by Clive Davis to J Records and were opening a lot of good shows. And I didn't realize they were my age at the time. They were just kids, so I ended up latching onto a few, and then we became close friends. And over the years, I found out all the people they worked with. And I always heard this name, David Ivory, a guy from Philly, longtime producer. So fast forward, I find out last year he was going to be at the Millennium Music Conference speaking. So I went back and hit up some of my contacts and, just got some suggestions, and we ended up having a nice conversation. And then before we knew it, we were in his studio producing some songs. So, while in the middle of recording this single, Medicine, he was like, hey, what do you guys think about, putting this out through the label and kind of going full force with it? And it was just like, hell yeah, we're going to do that. Why would we say no? And, it all kind of happened, a good flow. It happened pretty quickly, but not so quickly. It seemed quickly in the moment, but it was kind of just everything building to that moment.
So I saw you at a Pop Evil show, and what kind of bands do you like to go see live, or do you even have time to go to many shows?
I try to get as many as I can, but we also try to play as much as we can, so a lot of times I'm especially missing a lot of my friends' shows and stuff that I don't like to miss, but, it's tough trying to play constantly, and then I also want to see some music too. But I like all kinds of music. I'm very much, my influences go all over the place, but in terms of a live show, I love seeing a lot of energy, a lot of passion, a lot of power. So, those shows that weekend with Pop Evil, and that opening band, Bad Flower, was on fire. That's what I like to see. They blew me away. So, we try to do the same thing ourselves, come across that way and do that to people that have never seen us before. But yeah, I'm all over the place with the spectrum of music.
Now, I often ask New York bands this, and I get different answers from them. Is it an advantage or a disadvantage being a New York band?
Yeah, we get that question a lot. It's both, because everything kind of just gets swallowed up in that city. There's just so many people, so many events going on within any given night of the week, 7 days a week. You could play on a Monday or Tuesday night and have an amazing, you could sell a place out. Or you could play on a Saturday night and there'll be no one there. It's just, you have to, in that city, you kind of just got to go find your people and try to get them all into one place. It's kind of not the other way around. There's just too many bands out there for one band to be found. So it's almost like you got to just keep grinding and grinding and grinding until you've played enough places and enough people have seen you at all those different places, and then you try to put them in one group. But, the advantage to it is, there's a few of them. Obviously, if you can in that place, if you can get a decent following in New York, you can have, an easy time doing it in other places. Just because everything is so oversaturated that if you stand out, it's a good sign.
So I thought I'd try, before I let you go here, I'm going to try a new little feature. You're the first person I've tried this with, and I want to call it the bucket list. Cool. I'm going to ask you just kind of 3 bucket list questions. And the first one is, the bucket list band you want to share the stage with.
Dead or alive, doesn't matter?
It doesn't matter, dead or alive.
Queen, Freddie Mercury, Queen. Yeah, that's my favorite band of all time.
Bucket list venue you would love to play.
Oh man, I guess I'm gonna default right to Madison Square Garden, since it's, that's like either that or Carnegie Hall, actually. So 2 New York City venues that Carnegie Hall is like, held in such high regard for any musician if you can make it there. And then, of course, the Garden's that place is unbelievable. It's so much history there. And then
last but not least is on my bucket list, a band you want to see live that you've never seen before.
I go to a lot of festivals and see like 100 bands in one weekend, and
I have that same problem. I struggle with this very question myself.
Yeah, that is. I'd say I would go Led Zeppelin probably.
Yeah, that'd be
another
a good
favorite
for a lot of people.
Yeah, I have all those concert DVDs from back in the day, and that's definitely a choice for a lot of people to see the original Zeppelin lineup. John Bonham.
Well, Nick, I want to thank you for being here. This has been Nick Fargo. He's with the band Mother. They're a New York City band. They've got a new single out called Medicine. And if you go to find their Facebook page, it's the word Mother, but only the O is lowercase. So you got to find them that way. And be sure to hit up their Facebook page, give them a like, and you can also link to the single, I believe, off of that page as well. Correct?
Yep. You could on Facebook actually. If you just type Mother Band, one word. Or the best way to Google us is just Rock Your Mother, and that goes to everything. You'll find our website, awesome. YouTube page, everything. Yeah. So, I mean, having a word like that as a name was difficult at first, but we've worked really hard to narrow it down on search engines and everything. So, yeah, Rock Your Mother is the easiest way to find us.
Hey, Nick, man, thanks a lot for being with us here today. We really
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's been awesome.